Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another, the second episode of Ask Sandi with Sandi Gardiner and myself. Hi, Sandi, how are you?
Hi, Nikki. How are
I'm
you?
doing great. I'm always so enamored when I'm with you because there's so much I want to talk to you, and it's like we have to get right down to business most of the time. So, how are the kids?
Kids are good.
Yeah, they are
Growing like
so beautiful.
growing like weeds. You know how
Yeah,
that goes. Yeah, they're
yeah.
cute.
Do you get a chance to see them with all the work you're doing?
Oh yeah, I definitely. You know,
Yeah.
my days are long. Put it that way.
Do they get to go over to Manchester when you shoot over there?
Sometimes I'll take them. It depends if Erin's um, my sister-in-law is up for looking after three kids.
Oh
So.
God, that's a lot to ask.
I know,
And
right? I know.
here's three kids.
Yeah, no, hey, see, yeah.
Yeah. And how's your other career going? Are you working on anything fun that you can't tell
Uh,
us about?
I just finished a couple of little kind of indie films, which was fun. It's just fun to, I mean, I don't have a lot of time, right? So I kind of have to squeeze in roles where it's like very short window of time and usually on the weekends. So, but I've been playing some fun characters. So, and I'm auditioning a lot. We'll see.
Well,
Just got to keep plugging away at it. That's how it goes.
that's awesome. I know the business out here is getting big for shooting TV shows and movies. There's a shopping center that's probably just a little bit away from my college that's used for like a lot of major movies. And they were looking at the production schedule in this one shopping center, and they're shooting 11 movies this year in that one shopping center.
Wow.
It's like, I don't know why they use a shopping center for it, but sometimes they'll come in, they'll dig up all the trees, they'll plant palm trees for a couple of days, and they'll pull the palm trees out, put the old trees back. I'm like, wow, that's a big expense. But Atlanta's getting big for this stuff. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, to build a full shopping center would cost a lot more. So,
Yeah, I'm sure. Just a couple of palm trees. They'd probably go put them in a pot somewhere, right?
right.
So a lot of people are very, I mean, of course you do a lot at CIG, and every time we tell people to go over all the things that you go, you could fill up that whiteboard behind you with everything that you've done, right? In fact, is there anything up there that we shouldn't be letting
No,
people see?
that's okay. It's just Gamescom stuff. It's
All right,
fine.
cool.
Yeah.
I was going to start with that. So last year I was there right around this time, and you were working hard on Gamescom. Is there anything different about the venue this year? Are you going to be bigger, smaller, in a different place?
Well, we're not doing the big party this year. We are having a bigger booth. It is being sponsored by Intel. Um,
Wow.
we're just all organizing the booth, which is Wednesday to Sunday. And then the press booth, which we'll have again, is Wednesday to Friday. But what we're going to do is do pop-up parties every day.
Okay, that sounds fun.
So we get hopefully all the fans who would like to see us over that time get to come hang out and, we'll do it that way. Then do one part, because the party just makes it really hard. Because say if we have it on the Friday, and like we did it last year, it was just too much because we had the press booth closing down. We were still on the show floor, and we're trying to organize a party, and we only had so many people who can be in
Yeah.
one place.
There's
Yeah,
only one of each of you, and you can't be in many places at once.
right.
Yeah, I see how you guys work there. It's hard when you have such a collective set of minds and like just a few people actually doing the events. So pretty awesome what you and your team does for the rest of the community of backers out there. So are you working with any sponsors to get certain products to release during these, or possibly get some swag like motherboards, cards, processors? Since you said Intel.
I'm not sure if Intel are going to specifically release something during Gamescom, but they're basically, that's going to be one of our partners
Okay.
going forward. So.
So merchandising is a big part of this. Do you try to have certain merchandise available before these events so people could, maybe there's like T-shirts or something that you want to have out so when people are at events they could all be seen. Do you try to stagger your releases of merchandise so people could buy them before events like that?
Yeah, I mean, I just talked to Alexis about that. We're actually in the process of, we're kind of like, we're not so small now in terms of merchandise. The system that we have is the greatest, but we're not so big that like a big overseas warehousing company um, is warranted.
Okay.
So we're kind of in that in between. So we're trying to work out if we could improve our shipping and delivery because I'm going to ship the collector's boxes this year.
Oh boy, thank you.
So we've got to work out how to ship those around the world, and it's kind of hardcore because we ship to over 99 countries, but the main warehousing countries are places like the U.S., the U.K., and so. But we have 7% of our merchandise goes to Australia. So
wow, that's awesome. So, and this is a biggie. People want to know about cosplay because they love to go to the events. And I tried to talk about the events first so I can get you into this conversation. Cosplay is a big part of a lot of these events. And last year you started talking about having some kind of a cosplay kit idea set up, or maybe it was Alexis that did. Can you give me an idea of where you stand on that at this point, like what you've done and where you're going to go with that?
Yeah, I mean, we'd really love to do that. I think it's more about the quality of it, and then I guess like how easy it is it because like selling T-shirts is one thing, right? I'm a size extra small or a size large or 4XL or whatever, but then when it's costumes, you want it to look good. How do we do the sizing and all of that for people, and what style are we going to do?
So if people are looking for like realistic patches, which you've fixed the patches, and I haven't seen them yet. I'm still waiting for some to arrive, and I know that they're much better and much higher quality now. They're looking for rank insignia, things like that, so they can make their own, right? Because people don't mind making their own. But they're looking for the things that really ties Star Citizen, or in this case, Squadron 42, because I'm sure your merchandise is going to start ticking towards Squadron 42 for the big release this year.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yeah, we just start doing more and more Squadron 42 stuff. Sure, yeah.
All right. So do you see like those things like the badges and the rank insignia? Is that something that you can get out for people at some point this year?
I mean, we definitely can. I mean, I should, if somebody wants to, I don't know where that could be a thread, but if somebody wants to, make that a thread, or I don't know if there already is one, if you want to send me the link, then I will look at it and I will talk about getting a sample and getting it manufactured for sure.
Okay, that would be awesome. Now, demographics are a big part of your job, knowing where the game is selling and who it's selling to. How have the demographics of the backer base changed over the last 3, 4, 5 years now? Wow, 4, yeah. How have they changed? Like, where are the backers now? Like, when I asked this question a couple of years ago, you were like, Germany's big. What's the spread out of that now?
Well, we're about 50% Canada and US. Sorry, U.S. Canada, should I say? It's about 50%. So the U.S. makes up about 46 or 45, something like that.
Okay.
But I guess for purposes, we put the two together. I feel like because our numbers basically since June, I would say since GamesCom of last year, our community numbers have exploded. Like backer numbers and. I'm sure somebody has the exact number, but it's definitely exploded. But the proportion of them has maintained fairly consistent.
So Germany's still one of your largest areas of people that are interested in the game?
Outside of the U.S. and the U.K.
Okay, U.S. and U.K. Okay, awesome. And that's why those are the 3 main locations that you have looked to do these events.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And also I think because you're there, it grows, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to be in that spot, then it's going to grow. We just had Bar Citizen for concierge backers, and I mean that'll be. We just sent the invite, sorry, and so the most responses came from Frankfurt.
Yeah, nothing from Atlanta, right? Can't get you here to go have a drink, right?
Well, we will do, we'll try to do pop-ups in other places
Yeah.
if we're there.
Well, hopefully you're here again this year during Dragon Con. That's always fun.
Oh, we will be. We will be. I think Ben said that he submitted the panels and he's waiting to hear back about what we're doing. So
Okay.
I think it's going to be me, Jared, Ben, Mark Abent, and Pete Mackey.
Oh, no David and David this year? Or are they going to be too busy?
I think, yeah, certainly Haddock will be very busy.
Yeah, I know David Ladiman loves to come to it, and that's one of his big things. So we might see him. He's pretty fun. So what other types, like we have a real, like I expect that this year's CitizenCon is going to be bigger than it has been in the past. Do you have anything special set up for that or ideas for that?
Well, CitizenCon is actually at the same venue that we had it 2 years ago.
Okay.
We are going to invite more people. So I think in total it's around 700 or 800 people.
Okay.
Um,
And you're holding my ticket in your desk, right?
exactly.
Okay.
So the only reason that we're not going so much bigger, and the same reason that we're not doing some big party at GamesCom, is that we're very heavily focused on getting monthly patches out and the game out and Squadron 42, and there's a lot going on with the devs, and so we're just reducing the footprint and bandwidth on them as much as we can. Not that we're not going to have a big party at CitizenCon. It's just we're not having 4,000 people or 5,000 people or what have you. So.
Okay. Now, Squadron 42 is going to be the first release, and hopefully that's by end of this year. Are you planning any kind of big event for a release party or just something? Like what I see is like a big release party or live stream from you, and like all over the country, different people having their own little ones that you could tie into your own stream. Is that something you would think of?
Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously when we do our exec meetings and stuff like that, I'm like, once we're locked down and I know for sure that we have a date, then I will organize something pretty cool. And at that point, it will be like, look, is Mark Hamill in town? Is Gary Oldman around? And organize some kind of cool release party.
Oh, that would be awesome, especially if you can get Scully. No, sorry.
I know, right?
It looks like you had fun interviewing her.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a good time. She's a really nice person.
Cool. So this year is going to go fast for you. It seems like already for me this year is flying by. How has your job changed in the last 6 months since I've talked to you? Do you have a bigger department, or are you still doing most of it with just the same team that I met the last time?
I looked at expanding a lot bigger this year, and that kind of was the intent to do that. But we're actually keeping it pretty tight. We pretty much got the same team. I think we really worked out what our roles are, and there's a lot of value in the fact that we've been here since the beginning. Because on the dev side, it's kind of there's so much work going on and they're so busy, we're kind of keeping it quite tight. But obviously, as soon as I have some certain dates or milestones that I know are happening, then I'll recruit people. I mean, it's a trade-off, right? It's like, can I get 3 or 4 people in and train them? Do I have time to do that right now? Or is it easier just to say, right, here's my extra 2 hours I've got to do every day, and I'll do it myself and just get it done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
So
watching you for 8 hours one day, I understand everything. I don't know if everyone that's watching us could understand, but I understand. I have to ask you the dreaded questions, and they're going to be on the HOTAS.
Oh, yeah.
How far can we ask these questions? Like, are you ready to answer any of them at all?
I basically am big on the quality of it. So if we see that the prototype works great with Star Citizen and the quality of it's great, then we will be selling it to the fans.
Okay. So I know there's legal ramifications of answering some of these questions, but how's the relationship between you and other people that are helping with the HOTAS ideas with SATEC at this point?
I mean, it's fine. Of course, some people changed, but nothing. I mean,
Okay.
it didn't change the relationship, so to speak. The people may have changed, but it didn't.
Okay.
There's nothing.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah, because people had a few questions about the concerns about SATEC laying off some people around the world, and that to them made it seem like we might not see that HOTAS come from them, where I think it was probably just, well, do you have any way to respond to that? Did you notice that they were laying people off at one point?
I mean, I think we knew the things that were going on, and so we've got, we have the relationship in place that's basically
Okay.
protects our relationship, I guess is the best way to put it.
And how many different HOTAS types are still planned? We were going to have the low end, the medium end, and then the high end, right?
I think we've got two,
Okay.
low and high.
Okay. And the low is the first one coming out? That's the modular one?
Correct.
Are there any designs or prototypes at this point that you'll be able to share with us share with us sometime soon on what the high might be?
I don't think we got the high. I think the low just came through to the UK, and I believe that the QA people were testing it out, and it's quite good. So everybody was happy. The high, I think, is coming later down the line.
So low end we're looking at around $199, and high end we're looking at like $300 to $499, somewhere around
I think the low is a little lower and the high is a little higher.
there. Oh, great.
So I think the low is 149 or somewhere in there, and the high might be $500 or $600.
$500 or $600. Does it come with a ship or LTI? No.
I know. Does it come with like a maid and a no?
Yeah. Does it come with someone to keep the dust off of it?
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's a good question. We'll have to see, on that high end, what we're doing with that.
Everybody gets an M50 with it. No.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of information on the high end at the moment. The low end is the one that we're really focusing on,
Okay.
getting out with the keyboard and the mouse for those people who want to.
All right, and I'm going to pull this into play because some people, ouch, don't have it. So the models, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was this successful when you sold them?
Yeah, it was pretty successful.
Are you going to do that with others, or are you going to build I know that's metal. It's not a 3D printed model. That's heavy metal and plastic parts in there, folks. So are you going to offer us the opportunity to buy other models? People ask about Retaliator, their Banu Merchantman, and other types of ships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that model, the Constellation model, is almost sold out. I think we have maybe 300 left total. So once that's done, then we could definitely have a vote on the next one. And
all right, folks, get out there and buy those last 300. There has to be somebody in your life that needs a gift that plays this game. And then we can get more of these that some of us can purchase. All right, Sandi, I really enjoy talking to you, but it's like at this point, I think that 20 minutes goes long enough, and I like doing these like every few months with you because it's good to talk to you always.
Thank you for having me. Is that the end?
This is going to be the end. Well, it's not the end. It's until next time.
Mm-hmm.
Until I get my butt out there and come see you guys again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
All right.
All right. And with that said, folks, you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Hey, it's my pleasure.